Hey guys, it's Nellbell. As you can see with the title, I'm going through all the books that I read in 2023, um, which there's 44, um, and I'm just gonna review them if I read them again. Yep, that's what we're gonna do today. This one's gonna be a little bit of a long one, so if you want to grab your tea or whatever you drink, for me it's tea today. The one I read in 2023 was Fear. So this is from the Gone series. I really liked the first book. I felt like it kind of started going downhill. I'm pretty sure I really liked Fear though. This was before I started rating them 1 to 5. So I'm not really sure what I would have rated it, but I feel like I usually give 3s or 4s, so probably one of them too. I feel like it got better again after this during Fear. Like I felt like Fear was more interesting than the last couple had been. After Fear, I read Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. So I actually read this in I think 5th grade as a class. I really enjoyed it. Um, Read it again. I mean, it's good. Obviously, it's a kid's book, but I think it's a very good kid's book, and I remembered it years later. So I'd give it a 4 just because of that. um, After I read Eldest. This is part of the Aragon series. Um, I think I would rate this like a 4.5. Definitely liked it. Um, I definitely recommend this series. Murtalk, I haven't read it yet because I want to reread these, but then I also got a bunch of new books. So I will be reading it, but it is a series I highly recommend. After reading Eldest, I read The Hobbit, which I think everybody knows about The Hobbit. If you've only watched the movies, that does not like when books and movies are different, I would suggest just not watching or not reading the books. If you've watched the movies, leave it at the movies. If I do like the book's better, but it's very different. And like I know my husband, he loved the movies. Then he read the book, and now he refuses to watch the Hobbit movies. So if that's something you're against, don't read it. But it is a book I really liked. Um, After I read The Hobbit, I read Lights, which is the last book of the Gone series, and I'm gonna give this like a 3. It was good, but I felt like it didn't. I felt like the writer didn't really know how to end things, and it left like a lot of questions. So it wasn't my favorite because I started from the beginning wondering all these things. I got to um, all the books wondering how stuff happened, and some of the stuff I felt like wasn't answered. I have said though, I kind of want to reread like the last 5 chapters and make sure it wasn't answered. 'Cause sometimes I'm curious if I just missed it or if it really wasn't answered. So after reading um, Lights, I read Brizinger, which is from the Aragon series. I actually listened to it. I don't own that book, but I really liked it. um, after I would Berserker, I think I would have given like a 3.5. Tithing Today, highly recommend. Yeah, not. I feel weird rating like Christian books like this, so I'm not going to rate it. But I read this. It's not that long. Very helpful. I liked it a lot. After I read Tithing Today, I listened to Inheritance, which until Murtalk was the last of the Aragon series. 4 out of 5, 4.5. Very very good. Um, I do enjoy that series. Again, would highly recommend that series to just about anyone. So after I read those, I read, I don't know which one. I can't remember which one of these are first. Okay. I read The Kill Order. It was okay. I felt like after like I so this is it's a Maze Runner. You have the Maze Runner series. This is like a prequel. Both of these are. I felt like I was kind of let down just compared to the Maze Runner. Maze Runner's great books. Definitely hoping to reread this year. I'm planning on rereading this year. But I did feel like it was a letdown. Um, but if I was to, if I, when I do reread the Maze Runner series, I will re reread these two. So I read this, and then after I read The Kill Order, which I'm gonna give it 2.5. I then read The Fever Code, which I guess I'm just also gonna give it 2.5. Actually, this one I think I might give a 3. Yeah. Um. Again, they were okay. I feel like they're a little confusing, but I felt like after the Maze Runner, it was a letdown. I will reread these though, and if my opinions on it change, I will let you guys know. Because honestly, rereading it, different setting, I won't have been that much older, but different setting, I might enjoy it more. Okay, so next ones, I have them all in one. Um, it's one um like format, but it's 9 books in here. The Bone books. Also, so I read some of them as a kid. I really liked it, and I think I would have like if I was younger, I would have enjoyed it even more. But I would rate it for a kid's book like I'd rate it a 4. Very interesting, and even though it like might look a little creepy, like even younger, I never like I was a little worried based off of the covers if I was going to enjoy it. But I actually always enjoyed the books. I felt like maybe so. There's 9 books. 9 was good. Like all of them, I would probably rate like a 4, except maybe like 6, 7, 8. I feel like around there, I kind of just get through it. So I might rate those lower for like a kids books. But yeah, so I didn't read these all at the same time. Like I would take breaks in between, but that is my rating for all of them. So I read Bone 1 and 2. Then I read. I'm just gonna show. It's hard to get the books out of the box, so I'm just gonna show you guys. I read the first Harry Potter book, which all of these I'm gonna rate these like a 4.5 to a 5. I like the Harry Potter books. I know people's opinion changed based off of the things the author said. I don't care about that. Focusing on the books, my opinions haven't changed. Books are great. Books are great. So yeah, I read Harry Potter 1, then I read Bone 3 and 4, then I read Harry Potter 2, which I think all of these I would rate a 4.5 to 5. 5 and 6 of the Bone books. Then I read 3 and 4. Then I read, I don't know why I took a break from that and read the first Twilight book, which I'm going to give a 3. They're fine. I don't know if I would reread this one with, but yeah, I'll give it a 3. I don't think I would reread it. Honestly, reading it, I'm like, the amount of toxicity in relationships. This one I actually didn't mind. I think I actually like this one a little bit better. So maybe I'll give it a 3.5. Probably still 3. But yeah, like the toxicity in it. So then after reading the first Twilight book, I read 7, 8, and 9 of the Bone books. So that would finish them off. And then after reading those, I read 5 and 6 of the Harry Potter books. Again, all of these 4.5 to 5. I like them a lot. Then I read The New Moon. This is the second Twilight book. Didn't like it. I'll give it a 2. I didn't like the books. And really, I didn't like the second movie either. I've seen all the movies. I still haven't read the last Twilight book. Sorry. So, I read New Moon. No. Yeah. I read New Moon. Wasn't very impressed. So, went back to Harry Potter. And I read 6 and 7. The Harry Potter series. Now, that series is finished. So after I read that, I actually got married in that time, and I read. Where's the? I need to go grab it to show it. So after getting married, I read His Needs, Her Needs. I actually read it at the airport on the way to the honeymoon. So this is just a book to help your marriage, help start it, help fix it if things are going wrong. Anna, do not hiss at him. Just yeah, it's a self-help, marriage help book. I feel weird about reading those too. Anna, hi, get out of the way. Okay, and then after reading that, I read Eclipse because I guess I needed that toxic relationship after reading How to Help a Relationship. 2.5. They're I don't know. I will read the last one at some point. Do not think I will reread those. So then after Eclipse, I started listening to Among the Hidden series, which I don't have on me. So first one, listen to for a kid's book, I'd probably give it a 4. Second one I listened to, I would probably give that one a 3.5. Then I listened to Heartland, and that is probably the only book I would honestly give a 1. Then I read the Land of Stories storybook, which is, I don't know why I didn't grab it. It's all the different fairy tales. It's fine. It's good to just read the stories out of to kids. I don't feel like I can really rate that. Then I read Twisted Tales, A Whole New World. I didn't write down what I rated this. Honestly, these I've rated in previous videos from this year, but so I don't remember what I rated it. It would not be high. It was probably 3. I don't really remember what I rated it. The Fourth Witch and the Worm. So this is part of the Eragon series, but like it's I've been told it's kind of on its own. You can read it with the series, but you could read it without. It's good. A little confusing. I read it and then I had to listen to parts of it because I was still a little confused. I don't remember what I rated that. Among the Betrayed is the next one I listened to. And Among the Betrayed was, I want to say, that one I didn't really care for. I like, for a kid's book, I'd probably give it a 3. And then I read The Lady Sherlock, um, Murder on Cold Street. I'd rate this a 4, probably. I'd probably rate it a 4. Pretty good. Definitely. This is not the first one in the series. You don't technically have to read them in order. I would recommend you do, but you don't have to. This is the first one I read. I own 2 of them. I will be reading the other one I own. I do think I will also look into getting these books. Probably getting them at some point. Yeah, so I read that. And then I listened to no, then I read When It Falls Apart. This was the first romance book I read. I read it just off of my phone. I don't have paper copy. I enjoyed it a lot. I think I said I'd give it a 5. Like it was cute. I still think about it occasionally. I'd give it a 5. Um then I listened to China Marine, which I think I said had I read it, not listened to it, I would not have been able to finish it. But listening to it, I gave it like a 3 or a 4. If I was to read it, I don't think I would have finished it though. Like, I think I wouldn't have understood enough, got enough out of it. I would give it a 3. It was interesting. It's not really my type, like what I would read. So I think if it is, like, if you like history, if you like army stuff, I think you would definitely enjoy it. Just for me, it's not something I usually read. Then I read The Jungle Book, which was, I think, the only book I read in December. I just, honestly, I would also probably give this book a 1. Maybe a 2. Probably just the 1. Did not enjoy. I mean, yeah, I'd give it a 2. Because if you like The Jungle Book, I think you could like it. The other one I gave a 1. I don't know how anyone could like. Which, I mean, I should admit, I didn't really see any good reviews on that book anyways. So, Heartland, I didn't see any good reviews. So this one, if you like The Jungle Book, I think you'd like it. So I'd give it a 2. The other one I would give a 1 because I don't think anyone could like it. I think it's so yeah, that is all of the books that I read in 2023. I read 44 books. Well, I say read, some of them were audio listened to. I think like 26 I actually read, and the rest I listened to. Actually, I think it was more than that. I do have it written down, but or I'm not seeing it, but I have like the list and I have which ones I read and which ones I listened to. But yeah, so um we're already a bit through January. Um I've already started reading. I will say I feel like January is usually like January, February, like my biggest months of reading. So far I've already read 5 books. So we'll see how it ends in January. But I will say I want to focus more this year on reading books to enjoy them, not just to read and finish them and mark them off. I want to enjoy what I'm reading. And I want to be able to focus on it and remember it later. Because, like, some of these I feel like I just read to read and I didn't like The Jungle Book. I feel like I didn't really get to enjoy it because I was so just focused on finishing it. The Hobbit, I feel like I didn't get to enjoy it as much as I should have. Probably The Fourth Witch and the Worm. Probably the other books I feel like I did like read and enjoy, but I felt like some of them I was just trying to get through. Which this one, no, this one I enjoyed a lot. It was just I I think it was right when I started making videos, so I felt like I had to finish it quickly, but I still did enjoy this one a lot. But I feel like some of them, like, I just read to finish, so I'm trying to focus on reading to enjoy. So there might be some months that I don't get much read. Also, just with things going on in my life, I might not get as much read. Or it could be that I read a bunch of good books, like, because I'm halfway through January and I've already read 5. That's not usually like me. So maybe I will get more read or not. I'm not sure. My goal is to get, so this year I read 44 books, or 2023, I read 44 books. My goal this year is to at least read 45. Um, I think, I think generally I would say you should read like at least 5 more books. But last year I was I was like substitute teaching and like I could read a lot during work, or I could um like I wasn't always focused. I didn't have to focus on other things besides, like, I mean, I was planning a wedding the first half of January, or the first half of 2023, but like a lot of it was just I had a lot of more free time than I know I will in this year. So honestly, I don't, even if I don't hit 45, I don't even know if I'd really care. But that's my goal. I'm still setting that as my goal. To read 45 books this year. So if you guys have a goal of how many books you want to read this year, please comment down below. If you got this far into the video, please like and subscribe for more content. I will be reading more books, sharing my reviews. I might even get into more in-depth reviews if you would like. I'm always worried about spoiling anything. So I've gone back and forth of how deep I should get into a review of a book. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in how much you guys read. If there are books that I rated kind of low that you really liked, please let me know. Maybe I can retry it because it might have been one that I just kind of read to get through. But yeah, please comment down below, like and subscribe for more content. Have a blessed day.